Adam Lankford, Criminology Professor at the University of Alabama, joining us now from Birmingham to discuss the media's coverage of these types of mass shootings. Adam, thank you for your time. After last year's Las Vegas massacre, you organized and wrote a letter with 140 experts, and in it you wrote, quote, "As scholars, professors, and law enforcement professionals, we do not agree on everything. However, all of us agree that it is important to stop giving fame-seeking mass shooters the personal attention they want." Why did you find it important to urge the media to stop naming the mass killers?
Well, it's not just me and these other experts. Actually, the FBI, International Association of Chiefs of Police, and others have made this same point. The problem is, essentially, right now, the media is rewarding mass shooters. It's giving them what they want, which serves as an incentive for future attackers to strike. They want to be famous, and unfortunately, this is the only way they can become famous. In addition, the fame they get, publishing their name, publishing their photo, making them essentially instant celebrities, actually incentivizes them to kill as many victims as possible. So this is not speculation. Based on my studies of previous mass shooters, many of them realize if you kill more victims, you become more famous. That's a relationship that is essentially exploitable in terms of the media coverage of these offenders.
I suppose a devil's advocate, there's undoubtedly, and there's no question, there is a tabloid aspect to a lot of the coverage when these things happen, which is unpleasant to watch. But there's also that has to be weighed with the need to inform, and people want to know and should know what type of weapon it was, how it went down, who the person was. So it's a difficult thing, isn't it? When does being mindful, as you say, of not creating a de facto celebrity cross over into censorship?
Well, first of all, we're not saying that the media can't know those names or that law enforcement can't use those names, those identities in investigation. So there's no sort of censorship here. The key is, as you said, report the information that matters, and we support reporting all the details about the biographies of these individuals, the warning signs, their attack behavior. But if you actually think about it, seeing the face of the attacker is not important information. No one sees that face and thinks, aha, now I know how to prevent the next mass shooter. Right. Knowing the name actually doesn't matter either. It's not meaningful preventative information. The key is get the information out there that the public needs. The public doesn't need the name or the photo, except if there's an escaped suspect and law enforcement says, sure, okay, public, help us find this person.
Right.
Let me ask you this, because there was also an article that one sociologist wrote a few years ago by the name of Zainab Tufekci, and this person was recommending kind of what you've been recommending, not to name the suspect. This person was saying that the suspect's name should be withheld at least for several weeks, and that the methods and the manner of the shooting should not, the details should not be given out, at least not immediately. But the sociologist also talked about the media having to cut back on interviewing survivors and also the family members of those who were killed, so as to not create this spectacle, this drama around it. Do you agree with that aspect as well, that the media should refrain from talking to family members as well who are grieving?
Well, there are different things to consider here, right? I do think there are a lot of different things, including that maybe the media could do better. One of the things I've heard is, the media, if it descends on a community, it can actually re-traumatize the victims' families who are going through so much in that moment. But overall, I think the key is really denying the publicity to these attackers, because they inspire future copycat offenders. And that's not mere speculation. We've seen it. We can connect the dots between one attacker who specifically studied a previous attacker and then gained inspiration and went out and killed innocent people.
Yeah, there does seem to be a correlation of copycat. It does seem to be a thing. Studies have been done that show that. Adam Lankford, thanks so much. Criminology Professor at the University of Alabama. Appreciate you being on.